Okay. How does Florida's speed compare to last week, Oklahoma, some other offenses you've seen already?
Oh, I think their speed is really good. You know, they have good skill set out at the wideouts. You know, the backs run hard, they're physical, and, you know, the quarterback has the ability to, you know, run it and beat you as far as throwing it, too. So I think they're an outstanding offense.
What do you see out of DeMarcus Robinson?
I see a go-to guy. I see a guy who they trust. He's the guy that in critical situations, I think, you know, Driscoll will be looking for him.
They look much different than they have in years past. They're doing many things different this year than what they've done previously.
Well, there's some carryover from what they've done in the past. You know, they're a typical spread offense, and quite honestly, they're very similar to a lot of the things that we do here at Tennessee offensively. They give you some problems with motions and different shifts and things of that nature that you got to be prepared for. But overall, I think they're an outstanding, you know, football team.
Does that help you prepare for a team like that then, if you've kind of seen some of the things that
yeah, there's some things definitely that will help us, you know, some concepts that won't be foreign to our guys by any stretch of the imagination, but really, you know, it comes down to blocking and tackling and doing your job on every single play, so that's going to be the key.
John, was it nice to see Kurt have a few big plays in that Georgia game?
Yes, I'm really proud of the way Kurt played. He did an outstanding job. He played outside linebacker, he played defensive end, and he was on point. Did really played as good a 9 technique as I've seen in quite some time. I'm really pleased with what he did over the tight end and in coverage and in the run game.
How big is it for you guys when he can step up and make some big plays like that?
No, that's huge. You know, no, that's big. Absolutely.
The third down defense, you know, after a couple of games, you were up there, and then you're going to go play Oklahoma, and I thought, well, I don't know about that. Then you go play Georgia, another good offense, and yet you're getting better statistically on third down defense.
We are, and you know, we work hard on third downs. I think it's a source of pride with our players, and we just got to continue to do our job and execute, and that's the key.
How much does it help your defense having faced a guy like Todd Gurley last week? I don't know if there's a better back in the country, so having played a guy that good, does that help you prepare for the guys you'll see this week?
Yeah, I think there were some really good things that we did, and then, shoot, he's an elite back. He made some plays. I mean, we held him at the start of the fourth quarter. He had 79, you know, yards rushing, and then went to work on us in the fourth quarter. Learned some valuable lessons in that quarter, but I thought our guys did some good things. I think there was a lot of things that we could take away as far as playing a good back that we need to improve on.
What was that difference in that fourth quarter?
Oh, he was making plays, and he was making guys miss. He was breaking tackles, and there was a couple things that we did from an execution standpoint that we hadn't. You know, we made some mistakes, and you know, when you make mistakes against a player like that, you get exposed quickly, and that's what happened.
Is some of that just fatigue, and especially at the defense?
No, I'm not going to ever use that. No, you either get the job done or you don't. And whether you play 40 snaps or 80 snaps, we expect you to perform and do your job at a high level.
What Coach has talked about, Coach Jones has talked about just getting more guys in there, just, you know, lowering some of the burdens of some of the starters.
You know, I would love to do that, and I go into every game with the intention of, hey, we got to play some guys, and I tell our coaches, man, we got to play more guys, and then you get into the heat of the battle, and a lot of it depends on how things are going. You know, there's got to be a trust level there with me before I just start, you know, throwing guys into a tight ball game. So we're working towards that each and every single week, and our goal is to play more guys, and we're going to continue to work on that.
What, I mean, as far as guys gaining your trust, I mean, how do you feel like they're doing?
They got to perform in practice. We got to do the job in practice, and then when they get the opportunity on special teams, show that they can tackle and make plays and do their job consistently on special teams. And then if they do get an opportunity in a ball game or any sort of drill, whatever it may be, they have to show a level of consistency for us to put them in the ball game.
Is it ultimately your call who goes out there? Basically, do you kind of?
No, I don't dictate to the coaches at any. At sometimes I will say, hey, I want him in or I want him out. But by and large, I give the coaches the freedom to sub. I mean, it's talked about and discussed before we do anything. If I if I don't want a particular guy in the game, I'll say, well, just hold off right now and wait a series. Let's see what happens here, and things like that. That's pretty much the communication before put somebody in the game.
Is there anybody on the verge of earning your trust that's going to get?
Yeah, all those guys are. You know, it's just you get into some tight ball games, and if you feel good about everything, you know, the way things are going, and if you're going 3 and out or whatever it may be, you just got to, you just got to continue to hold on and play those guys. The real area of where we need guys to step up is on special teams. You know, we got a bunch of our starters on defense on special teams, and we need to be able to provide them some relief on special teams too. And that's where guys really got to earn their keep. And I know Coach Jones and the rest of the coaches that are in charge of those teams are constantly evaluating those players, just like we are on defense.
Who are you looking at to replace Dylan Bates? Is that Jakob, Elliott Berry?
No, Jakob's at the mic. You know, we're playing. It's really right now. Kenny Bynum's getting some reps, and he's splitting those with Cortez McDowell.
John, Coach Jones talked a little bit about it earlier. You guys are expecting a little bit of everything from Florida. How do you prepare for a backup quarterback, for a running quarterback? How do you kind of manage all that?
You know, you have a contingency plan. You have an idea as a coach. Hey, if they do this, we're going to do that. You can't prep everything, and I think that's the thing where, as a coach, as a coordinator, and really as a defensive staff, you know, your system has to be in place to where that's rule-based. So if something does happen, they know what to do, and it's not completely foreign to them when somebody does something that you didn't prepare for.
What have you seen that Florida does best? What's kind of their go-to?
They're going to try and run the ball. You know, I think they have to come in here and try and establish the running game, and I think that's exactly what they'll do. They try and formation you, get you out of your fits with some motions and some shifts and things. But I anticipate them, you know, coming in this ball game and wanting to run the football.
AJ talked about this being the worst game of his, or one of the worst games of his career, the Georgia game this past week. Did you guys talk to each other about that and walk him through?
We talked about it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess what did he say to make him think that? Well, I guess why did he think that?
He was doing some things uncharacteristic of his performance up until this last ball game. I mean, he tried to do too much. You know, he tried to make every tackle, and at times that hurt our defense.
How do you rein that back without kind of him losing his enthusiasm and his passion out there, I guess?
Doing your job has nothing to do with your enthusiasm and your passion. You can do your job with enthusiasm and passion, and that's what we expect. And AJ knows that, and he's been doing that. This is just, you know, I think he got caught up in the moment. He's from Georgia. He got back in the state he was, you know, born and raised in, and kind of got out of sorts a little bit. And him and Gurley were jawing and kind of escalated, and you know, he didn't have one of his better performances, but hey, that happens, and we got to regroup and move on.
2 more. Coach, just so many young guys, you know, playing such an integral role. You guys do as well as you are, especially on 3rd down. Is there just a sense of, you know, the whole is greater than the parts right now, the way you guys are playing?
We have to play great team defense. That's the key for us, and everyone has to do their job. We have to execute, and we have to make sure that you know, we don't let the defense down, and that's our mindset.
The way just talking to the guys, it seems like there's a level of chemistry there that you maybe wouldn't expect with so many new faces out there. What have you done to engineer that, or have you been surprised by that? And is that accurate there? Is there that chemistry there?
No, I definitely think there's a chemistry there. I think it's based on a mutual respect of the players and the way they've worked, and I think as coaches we have a tremendous relationship with them in regards to you know, the way we work, and it's just a process of getting better each week.
John, you guys.